2 different high schools, 2 different football teams. My car died.
Goodness.
The best thing is my ex-wife is like drugged up, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so now she's pleasant.
Yeah, until last night she's fine. But, the drugs must be wearing off.
Yeah, coming up those a little bit.
I wish I knew that 15 years ago.
So how's your, I know, really. How's the website going? On your little side biz, you doing all right?
It's getting there. A lot of hits on it. You know, some people buying some stuff, so. Got angelsguide.org.
All right.
Go there and check it out. I'm actually getting a lot more people going to it, so it must be getting out there.
That's it. We're giving you a lot of airtime. That's what it is. You know, shows and then.
To open up their purses though and start buying stuff.
What do you mean? You're not into it for the money, are you already?
Yeah.
Now you're trying to help people out here.
No, I am. I mean, I'm gonna start giving away some free stuff actually. So I'm gonna start writing some report. I'm gonna actually write a report on how to do your own numerology reading.
Right.
So people can just do it themselves, and if they need my help with the coaching part, I'm fine. But you know, I mean, why not learn how to do it yourself? It's fun to do. You know.
And you're going to get into that a bit later on. I'm sorry, what? You're going to get into that a little bit later on, right? Second half.
The second half of the show. I did mine, so.
Okay. All right, good. Hey, just a heads up, too, we still have openings in this downtown Salem, Mass. They're the only real ghost hunting tour there is with all the real equipment. What I'm looking for, though, is groups of 6 or more. I think would be the best way right now. God, we've had groups up to 50. It's been really crazy. It's been good. It's been good. A lot of activity. And get to Salem, Mass. before the craziness begins, which is right around the beginning of October. So you have another month.
Yeah.
Ghosts.com. You're going to check us out.
Best tour in Salem.
It is. It's real. It's a real deal.
That's right. You get to be like on a real ghost hunt.
You do. And we bring you thermal cameras and stuff. And we have a lot of fun. Jeff comes once in a while, our spiritual advisor. Yeah, we do. We have a lot of fun. We do. We get a lot of stuff. You can actually see it on my, I posted a lot of stuff on the Facebook page and that, whichcityghost.com. But look up my Facebook page, Mark Legere, and you'll see a lot of the thermal pictures that we get from those tours, and they're really cool. Pretty convincing stuff.
Yeah, after football season, I'll start going again. Because it's like right now, I've got no life. I'll see you the day after Thanksgiving.
All right. You have one son playing football, right?
They're both playing now.
Oh, the other one? Yeah, really? Oh, boy.
Yeah. Sam's playing at the Tech, and Jeffrey's playing at Beverly High, so it's like 2 different teams, 2 different fields.
Yeah. Where do they play each other? That'll be good. That'll be a good game.
I don't know if they do.
They do. They used to scrimmage, practice each other, but yeah, they did. Once upon a time. All right. Well, let's get on with the show. What do you say, huh?
Let's move it on. Move it out.
Move it on. Okay, welcome to the show. We have a best-selling novelist, screenwriter, and writing instructor, Michael Brent Collins. Hello, Michael Brent. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I am awesome. I'm just enjoying listening to you rap about the joys and tribulations of multiple children.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, they keep you busy. They do. They keep us busy.
Yeah, I was like my
Hallelujah.
young son. He got accepted into the Tech, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, shit, this isn't so good. Rules to deal with.
Yeah, for every silver lining, there's a thunderhead.
There is. That's
Exactly. The opposite.
That's great, fam. It's a good school. North Shore Technical Regional High School.
Yeah, he got in.
Massachusetts. That is good. That's very good.
Sounds like a sexy school, man.
Yeah.
Not a lot of girls here. If they are, they're motorheads. They're on. But
That's like a brand new school now. It's like I was checking it out. It's like they built a whole new school there.
oh yeah, yeah, it is brand new. They built it down the road near the jail.
Yeah.
It's funny, but yeah, it is. So, Michael Brand, let's tell the people about yourself. Who are you, what you do, and where you can be found.
Well, my name is Michael Brent Collins, and because my parents knew I was going to be small and pretty smart and somebody that the people would naturally pick on as a kid, my first name is actually Michael Brent. It's all one word, just so the other kids would hate me even more. Yeah, you laugh because you know that's true.
Well, I was gonna.
And,
Go ahead.
We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you.
Yeah.
oh no, it's okay to laugh at me on that one. I laugh at myself, so why shouldn't the other world get the privilege? The rest of the world get the privilege. Yeah, so I'm a writer. I write mostly horror and a lot of ghost stories and demon stories and stuff like that, with the occasional smiling serial killer thrown into the mix, and some zombie stuff and things like that. And #1 bestseller and bestseller in about 40 different countries as well. And I'm also a screenwriter for Hollyweird, and I've done a couple movies, also horror movies. And although I write for screenplays, I write a much more diverse kind of genres, but mostly I've gotten paid for horror movies. Big surprise there. And other than that, I do a little bit of writing coaching on the side, although I do less of that these days just because I don't have the time. And my most important jobs, which is why I laugh about the fathering thing, is I'm a dad and I'm a husband, and I try and keep the family happy and fed. So
Yeah.
I always tell people, what kind of writing do you do? And I say, whatever will put the food on the table, because I'm a huge money whore. And people laugh at that, but I'm like, it ain't funny when you're the breadwinner.
That's right.
It's true. It's absolutely true. So what are you working on now?
Right now, I am working on the sixth book in a series called The Colony Saga, which is my spin on zombies, because I like zombies. I think they're fun and they're awesome, and I love The Walking Dead and all that good stuff. But every time I watch a zombie movie or read a zombie book, I kind of sit there and go, so you got to shoot them in the head, and that's it, and they're really slow, and that's it, or they're fast. But there's always problems with them that I kind of go, once you figured it out, they ain't really that scary. So I kind of designed these super zombies that are taking over the world and basically beat us in 10 minutes, and you've got about 60 people left worldwide, kind of thing.
Wow.
So
Nice.
it's been really popular. So I'm working on the 6th one of those so that people will stop emailing me and asking me about it. They'll start asking about the 7th one about 10 minutes after the 6th one goes live. But hey, that's a
Yeah.
good problem. That's a good problem to have.
All you're going to do is live upstairs because they can't go upstairs.
Right? Exactly. Find a tall building and drop a lot of crap into the first floor, and you're good.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it. And although I did like in the World War Z movie, I love that part where all the zombies were just piling onto each other to get over the wall around Jerusalem. I thought that was freaking awesome.
Evolving.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I wrote that, and I live in Idaho, so I'm getting in Boise, which is the capital city of Idaho, and it's been kind of fun setting it in a city that no one ever would set a horror movie in, because it's like frickin' Idaho. And,
Right.
Attack of the Spuds, you might find that in Idaho, but
Living in your own private Idaho.
thing, yeah. And just destroying my town has been a lot of fun.
Nice. What are you doing? What are you doing, Idaho for fun?
I write between 4 and 8 books a year, and I have 3 kids and 1 on the way, and a wife that likes to see me periodically, so I don't have fun. I just work and spend time with the family.
Hopefully you kids.
I have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a T-minus 2-month-year-old, so we're pretty busy right now. We do have fun, but I'm pretty easy as long as there's a theater with the newest movies, and I've got a Wi-Fi connection with Netflix on it. I'm a happy.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't require French food or anything like that. I'm happier at Carl's Jr.
So, where can people find your books?
All you have to do is you can type Michael Brent, all one word, and all of my websites and stuff, my Amazon site and my Nook site and things like that will pop up, because the good news about my name is I'm the only one in the world. There is no other person with that freaky of a weird name. So
I was
if
just
you
thinking
just
that you don't have to go searching for a Gmail address or anything.
Yeah,
Was it?
it's real easy. So my website's michaelbrentcallings.com. But like I said, if you just type Michael Brent, well, I take it back. There is a guy named Michael with the last name of Brent, but he's an underwear model, And I'm telling you right now, there's a reason I'm a writer and I hide in a dark cave of an office. I am not an underwear model.
No.
So like if you get this really good-looking dude in his tidy whities, that is not me. If you get a list of books somewhere and very little in the way of pictures, that's me. And there's a reason for the lack of pictures.
So now you've written 6 of these zombie books, right?
Yeah.
So do they evolve in the characters? You know, you say there's only like 60 people left in the world.
Yeah, I mean that's an exaggeration, but I mean so far the cast is there's been literally 6 people in.
You there? Hello?
Hi.
Must be a technical issue. Yeah, he's right there.
Okay.
Oh, he left.
Tim, 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 Tim.
Michael Brent, where did you go?
It was easy to find him, folks. Michael Brent Collins. You there, Michael? Brent?
It's trying to reconnect, guys.
Okay.
Someone threw a potato at him.
You know, I keep looking at you, Jeff, here, and I look at Mark's picture. You guys could be twins, I tell ya. You guys are almost identical brothers here.
Come on, what did I do to you?
I should be saying that.
A little slow, though. I'm the quick-witted one.
Yeah.
Hand to me, but not much.
Oh.
He's got my grandmother's nose.
Yeah, I got a nose hairs.
Yeah, you do.
I inherited my grandmother's nose hair.
Oh.
Well, Mark, while we're waiting for your guest to come back, I have a question. How's your tour business going?
The tour business is going pretty well. It's picking up right now. It's doing good. It's doing good. But I'm actually starting to get. It's funny. You start out. You know, we start out in the spring, and the responses are kind of slow. You know, but then I swear, as you go on, the spirits become more accustomed to you, and they start answering, and they start communicating a lot more. So it's going pretty good.
Hey, the joys of technology there. I lost you for a
Yeah,
second.
Hey!
We burned some time, Michael. We were talking about Jeff's nose hairs. Don't
Yeah.
It's,
Would you still have a baked potato?
You pulled out your A-list.
yeah, that's right. When we run out of things to talk about, we talk about Jeff's nose hairs.
Yeah, we talk about my nose hairs.
Oh. Good.
You got to build to that, man. You don't just drop that on people. That's stuff you save for a really slow day, man.
Yeah, well.
Good point. That's right. We're going to build up to that, Jeff. So, Michael,
Right.
we're telling our listeners about your books. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Just a little, a quick recap of your books and how they progress and all that.
All right. Well, I wrote a book. My first book that kind of did anything was called Run, and it was this sci-fi horror thriller thing about a guy who lives in this little town in Colorado his whole life, except for a couple years when he goes off to fight in Afghanistan, and while he's there, he sees somebody blown to bits, not like shot in the head or anything, but blown completely to pieces. And he comes back, and he's now the science teacher for this little town where he's lived his entire life. He knows everybody. And this girl comes into town, and she's in his class, and when she's picked up by her dad, it's the same guy who was blown to pieces 10 years ago, and he hasn't aged a bit. So our hero goes around asking, do you know anything about this new family? And every person that he asks tries to kill him. And so by the end of the day, he's on the run from this whole town full of people that he loves. And I thought it was a pretty cool story, so I sent it around to all the publishers. And man, if you had rolled me in gold coins and sent me into their offices, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have touched me. There was just no interest in the book and no interest in me, and just kind of the way the cookie crumbled. And so I put it up on a shelf and didn't think about it much. And then a couple years later, this Kindle thing happened. This electronic reader thing came out, and I figured, I'll put it up out into the interweb and see if anything happens with it. And I put it up on Kindle, and the first month, guys, 6 books sold. It was pretty amazing. And I'm pretty sure my mom bought all of them. Yeah. I was selling them for like 42 cents. I was selling them for whatever the minimum was allowed, and I checked my sales figures, and I was like, really? Okay, so I'm not getting rich off this. and I just didn't even check it after that. And I just enjoyed the 16 cents in royalties that rolled in every month. And then about 5 months later, a friend emailed and said, "Hey, Amazon's pimping your book to me. Did you know what's up with that?" And I looked, and my book was all of a sudden shooting up through the rankings, and I have no idea why. But a month later, after 6 months of me doing a whole lot of nothing, it was the #1 selling science fiction and horror title in all of Amazon. And out of all of the electronic, not just the books, but out of all of their electronic products, it was number 60 something. So out of like 10, 20 million things, It was number 60. And that was a great kind of a feeling. It was also a huge, like we were talking about earlier before the show, to every silver lining there's a thundercloud. It was a huge problem because it gave me the mistaken impression that I could be successful. Yeah. And so I wrote another book thinking I am going to be a billionaire, and my next, it was just terrible because I thought I knew what I was doing. And the next book went nowhere. It was called Mr. Gray, and it was just, I thought it was a great book. I still think it's a lot of fun. It's about this assassin who targets these people, and he can appear and disappear at will. So it's a problem to get away from him. But it just didn't sell very well. And so it took me, I would say, about 12 books before I started having kind of a regular income, and another 4 or 5 before it was real money, And so now, I don't know, I'm at 30-something books on all the platforms, on iBooks and on Kindle and on Nook and all that good stuff, Kobo and things like that. And now I'm making more money than most writers ever dream about, and that's not like to brag, because I feel tremendously blessed to be able to sit and write down my dreams, and people for some reason enjoy them, but that's a tremendously huge, wonderful thing for me. So I just, I write, but it's like a 10-hour-a-day job. Most people think like writers sit on their back porch and they contemplate the sunset, and then they write for an hour, and then they go and drink lots of booze and do some, drugs, and then they run to supper. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. So I put my butt in the seat for 10 hours, and then I come out, and my family's waiting, and I play hard with them for 6 or 7 hours, and then bedtime and rinse, lather, repeat, and it, it's not an exciting life, but I love it, and I love talking to people like you guys on the radio and on podcasts, and I love meeting fans at conventions and things like that. So it's not like it's boring, but it's definitely not this sort of romanticized life where you're driving around killing big game and meeting gang leaders for your research projects and things like that. You
Maybe
mostly
that's why we're not writers, because we jump right into booze and drugs.
Yeah, you're doing too much research.
Oh, I don't know. That's great that you can do what you love to do. That is great. That's great.
It's very glad. Yeah.
That is
Did I ever tell you I got kicked off a Kindle?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
How did you?
It's kind of a long story.
I mean, I see.
I
can understand you get kicked out of a bar, but out of Kindle, that's a whole different shebang, man.
I wrote it was just I was just playing around, and I wanted to see if I could get it through and get it on Kindle, and that was fine. And then I found one of these stupid programs that says, take a bunch of articles and put them together, and you can, make a book out of them and sell them. And I'm like, that sounds like easy money. So I did it, and it's like, this is plagiarism. You're kicked out of Kindle. That's like, they took everything I had, and, I had 52 cents in my account. They took it.
Yeah, they do frown on that, actually.
Yeah,
I can see.
It's like, I bought the program for $10 or something, and I'm like, well, I'll give this a try, and I'm like, I wish I never did that.
Ebooks is the way to go. Versions, huh? That's seems all the authors are loving it. That's just the way to go.
Yeah.
Skype, and Jeff is just laying there on the couch. Are you comfortable, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I might do shows. I worked hard today.
Well, that's part part of doing this stuff is you get to be comfortable. That's why I travel around and I talk to high schools and stuff, and and I always get asked, what do you like best about being an author? And I tell them, one of the things is it's one of the world's only pants optional jobs.
I'm not sure if Jeff has pants on right now. All I see is this. I don't want to know.
And that's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah, my mother must be proud. Michael Brent, where do you get the ideas for the books, for the stories? Where do you come up with the with the information, the research? You're not a paranormal investigator, right?
No, but I know a bunch of them, and I think it's really cool. And and I listen to their stories. Like I met a bunch of them at these cons and stuff, because like I go to comic cons and I go to writing symposia, and these guys and gals are there, and I think it's totally cool. Also, like I don't necessarily go up and ask them questions and act like a reporter, because they're my friends, and nothing kills a friendship like being grilled. I've just discovered that. But I listen to their stories, and and I ask friend questions like, oh, what happened next, and oh, what was the scariest thing about this place that you're talking about? And so I think a lot of where I get my ideas comes from just knowing how to shut up and listen, and not just to people, but to everything. So if I'm driving, my family hates driving places with me, because I literally will pull off to the side of the road and walk into a random building that I think looks interesting, and knock on the door and say, what do you guys do here? Can I look around? And it'll be like a huge factory, or it'll turn out to be a grain silo or something like that, and very often the people, their first response is, are you a terrorist? And so I'll hand them my business card, and they look me up, and a week or two later I get an email saying, absolutely, come on by, bring your family. So a lot of it's just kind of being aware of what's happening around me and what people are talking about, and going, that would be a really cool place, for a chase scene. Run, that book I talked about earlier, the whole thing started because I went on a vacation with my mom, obviously years
In New Jersey.
ago. It was before I was married, and she kind of kidnapped me, because it's really hard, and, she's from Jersey. This was after she had come out to California, which is where I grew up. But she kind of said, we're going on a vacation, you've been working too much. And she took me to this working silver mine. And it was one of the scariest places I've ever been in. I mean, it was really cool, but because this is the way my brain works, I went to all the things that could go wrong in this place. And then I immediately thought, what if somebody was trying to kill you down here? And so that was the genesis.
You're a barrel.
The opening scene.
With aren't you?
Oh, right, yeah, totally. My mom's going, this is so cool, and I'm going, we need to get out of here. Somebody could be here with an axe, Mom,
Party. Wow.
Yeah, I don't get invited to many parties.
Oh,
Yeah.
invite
Like
you.
a fun guy at a cookout.
Yeah, right. Hey, your barbecue has a 6% chance of exploding and killing everyone.
Oh, that's a great storyline right there. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but you just kind of notice stuff like that, and your brain my brain goes, what if? And the downside to that is, like, I can't take my kids to the park, because every time they go across the bars that you swing across, my wife's sitting there going, look at this, they're doing it for the first time, and I'm just seeing them fall and die over and over again, because that's where my brain goes.
Wrap them in bubble wrap.
Yeah, right. I don't want my children to have the kind of childhood I had, so I think I'll try and keep them popular. Thank you.
Was your mother like that when you were growing up?
No, my mom was really freaking cool. I mean, like, I have one of the coolest moms ever. My dad's awesome. They loved us a ton. It's just the way my brain came out wired. And my dad's like that too. He writes horror novels, and he's actually, for about 20 years, and I'm not speaking in any kind of exaggeration, he was the top Stephen King expert in the entire world. So we would come home at night and have packages on the door, return address Stephen King, Bangor, Maine, and my dad would make jokes about, he sent another human head to us, I wonder where he's hid the rest of the body and stuff like that. So there's a clear genetic component, and I didn't have any control over that.
Wow, yeah, that's probably why you guys both write your stories.
Yeah, Stephen King.
Yeah, but he is. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, I meet all these horror writers, and without fail, well, not without fail, but 98% of them are the nicest, most well-adjusted people you'll ever meet. I mean, and I'm not including myself because I've seriously got problems, but most of them are just super cool people. They'll give you the shirt off their backs. They're, because they've dealt with the crap that scares them, and that's part of why they do what they do, I think.
Yeah, I've often wondered where people come up with the ideas for some of these plots, or the movie, the storylines, or even the books. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the creative, and quite that's actually good. Jeff, will you sit up?
It's like living with your mother, Jeff.
Nobody knows what I'm doing if you don't tell them.
That's right. And so yeah, Michael Brent's he's not on video. He's smart.
I'm gonna write.
I'm just trying to protect you guys.
Going
I'm
back.
gonna have to change my name if I put it on Kindle.
Unfortunately, they remember your IP address. I actually ran into problems with them too because when I was first starting, there was somebody who got a total hate on for me, and they started accusing me of all sorts of tomfoolery. And it turned out that they were wrong and I was right, and Amazon came down on my side. But to this day, I'm like red flagged, and I have to walk on eggshells with them. And it doesn't matter which computer I'm logged onto. If they suspect I'm doing something iffy, I get an email like 2 minutes later going, "Dude, what are you doing?" Yes. So it's a little creepy, but I can't complain too much because it's my bread and butter.
They still let you do it though, so that's good.
Yeah, like I say, it came down on my side. It was this person accusing me of planting false reviews, and I was like, so me and several thousand of my closest friends have been reviewing my books, I guess. So that's how it works. So they took a look at it and went, obviously this is ridiculous, but it was irritating, and that's part of the reality of being a creative person who puts your creative stuff out there. Is you're gonna draw a certain amount of criticism, and some of it's legitimate. I mean, not everybody's gonna like my books, and that's reality, and not everybody has to. They're not for everybody. They're for a certain kind of person. And so if other people try them out and they say, I hated it, I can't say you're wrong because it's their opinion. But you also get people that look at success and they're upset because they're trying to be writers. I was at a convention recently, and a guy came over and said, so I saw you last year and you didn't have this many books. I said, no, I've written some more. And he said, I'm a writer too. Oh, great. I'm always excited to hear that. I don't think it kills my market. And he said, but I'm not having success. And I didn't really know how to respond to that. And he goes, so will you tell me your secret? And I said, well, I write a lot of books and I try and get better. And he goes, no. There's got to be something else. Like a marketing trick, or you're paying somebody. And I was really appalled. This guy basically came over and accused me of being a talentless hack who buys my way to the top. And I kind of stared at the guy until he left. But that's the kind of person that you do have to watch out for, is people who figure, I didn't make it, therefore if they're making it, they're cheating.
Yeah.
And they'll accuse you of that stuff, and you can't really do much about it, because if you get down to their level, it's just a lose-lose situation.
No, you just tell them it's like, well, maybe if your books didn't suck, they would sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. But
That's what goes through your head every time. But if you say that, it just turns into it. It's like you're going to drop into the gutter with them and start slinging mud. You just have two muddy people instead of one. So.
Yeah.
You could just take the high road and say, well, my books don't suck, that's why they sell, and walk away.
Yeah. The guy walked away. And I'll only admit this once, Jeff, but the more successful we get with the show, and even in what we do with the investigations and the cases, people start talking trash, or they make things up, or you lose Facebook friends. It's just the way it is. It's human nature. I mean, too bad everybody can't get along, and good for you. I'm glad for you, Michael Brent. I think that's great. You have so many books and you're doing great, and that's all good. I'm glad that Jeff's doing well and what he's doing. Although I think he's a little crazy, but no, I'm kidding.
It's like I told you, Mother Teresa got the most hate mail out of anybody in the world.
Mother Teresa, yeah, that's amazing. Man.
That's great. I mean, what reason would you have to hate Mother Teresa?
No, I don't know.
It's
terrible.
It's
Wasn't put out.
really weird. people are just weird. And like, I'm friends with some pretty big writers. I'm friends with Brandon Mull, who's a huge middle grade writer, and you know, I'm not friends with, but I'm friendly acquaintances with Dean Koontz and, you know, just a lot of big names. And there's definitely a part of me when I read about their newest huge deal, I'm like, I wish that was me. And so I can see, as well as I'm doing, there's always somebody doing better. And I can totally see, you know, there's a part of me that understands that movement towards the dark side, you know. But it's still frustrating when you see people that have just given into it and aren't reining back. And I also remember, speaking of being a parent, you know, it's like every parent's had this moment where you walk in and the kids are complaining about a chore, and you go, if you spent half as much time working on your chore as you did about complaining, you'd be done by now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that with you kind of want to tell the people that, like, if you spent half as much time doing your, you know, craft and practicing as you do bitching about your lack of success and trying to figure out the secret, you'd probably be making a lot more money.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They wasted all that energy, time and energy.
Yeah.
Bitching doesn't help.
No.
You know, nobody ever got famous complaining.
No, except for, well, movie critics, but...
Yeah. Nobody ever built a statue of a movie critic. That was a famous quote I totally loved, you know, and it's, you know, with the exception of, like, Ebert.
Yeah.
But they were rare because they loved movies, and when they were criticizing them, it wasn't like they were bashing them. They were just saying, oh, I love movies, and I wish this one had been better, you know, and it was a different kind of a thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're right. So they weren't totally bitching. They were just kind of complaining.
Well, you know, it's
in their opinion.
Yeah, it's
right,
different when you're just trashing somebody versus, like, I really like what this general thing is, and I wish it had been done better because it could have been great, you know? It's starting from a position of love versus a position of jealousy and hatred, I guess.
Yep. Such is life.
Well, you know what I try to do now? When I see someone is doing, like, kind of what I'm doing, but they are really successful at it, instead of ending them, I say, well, what are they doing? I just, you know, see what they're doing, you know, instead of hating them. I mean, I'm glad they're having success at it, because it shows you that I can, too.
Yeah, I learned from them.
Yeah, you know, instead of bashing them, and like that guy, you know, instead of, you know, I don't know, maybe you took him wrong. Maybe as he came up to you and said, what's your secret, you know, like, am I doing something wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might have, except for my mom, who's like the sweetest lady ever, was sitting there, and he walked away, and she said something along the lines of, well, he was a douchebag, you know, so I'm tending to think.
Yeah, you said it was a douchebag. Who's the douchebag? It was him. Absolutely. Your mother was right.
Moms are always right.
But yeah, just try to learn from it, I guess. So tell me something.
With all the people douchebags, you can kind of take that as a, you know, they have experience, so.
Yes, exactly.
Lived life.
Yes, she speaks from wisdom and knowledge of douchebags, that's right.
Jeff, can you ever imagine our mother saying the word douchebag?
What?
I can't imagine my mother saying that. Ma, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but it is a word, right? It's acceptable.
She still doesn't think there's gay people in the world.
Yeah. Okay, subject. What's your next book in the line? Tell us about your books. Kind of go through them a little bit, if you would. Just, and then we'll tell people where they can find your books, where they can buy them.
All right. Well, the best place, I'll tell you the buying part first, because I always forget that. The best place to get them is on Amazon or Nook or iBooks or Kobo. And like I said, just type in my first name and they'll come up. I write, like I said, I write a lot of stuff about ghosts and demons because those are just a lot of fun and they're very interesting. And as I said, I have people that are involved in that life, and I think it's fascinating. I'm a religious person, so you can't really be a sincere, devout, religious person without believing there's more to life than just what we see on its face.
All right, everyone I think mentions the afterlife in one way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of people come up and say, you know, they're like, well, how can you be a religious person and write these scary books, you know? And I tell them I write horror because horror to me is the most uplifting genre when it's done right, because only in horror can you really talk about like the existence of God? You know, if you've got a little girl being possessed by the devil, who comes in to save her? The priest, with the power of Jesus behind him. And if you've got if you've got an old woman talking about God on a porch in a science fiction book, she's crazy. But if you've got that character in The Stand, she's a prophetess, and she's going to lead the people to safety. And you've got a whole lot of options in horror novels to talk not just about what our society could be or should be, but what we really are. And so what I like about horror is you can knock somebody down into the deepest pit and then show them that there is sufficient light within them to find their way back to the top. And sometimes that involves a helping hand from beyond, be it, the spirit of somebody who's passed, or be it, a deity or something like that. And so a lot of my books involve those kinds of themes. And because it's a pervasive human belief, those kinds of themes are found in stories throughout history. Right. So, like one of my books called Apparition deals with an ancient demon called the Allah, which existed only to kill children. Oh, and wow. When I found that, I thought, holy crap, that's just scary. There's no like, it's targeting kids because they're easier. It's targeting kids because they're small, or because, they burned it in a furnace, after it tried to kill them, kind of thing. It's just pure freaking evil, and it likes to kill children. And so because I focus on that kind of folklore, and because I focus on spirits, it gives me a tremendous latitude in stories. So one of my most popular stories is Apparition, which is the one that deals with that demon I just mentioned, and it deals with the fact that this demon is possessing parents to kill their own children, which is a frightening concept. The idea that good parents can be turned against their own children. And then another one is called The Haunted, which is about a couple, a husband and his pregnant wife, who move into this haunted house, and they're immediately assailed by all manner of supernatural entities, not just ghosts, but some worse things that are there to torment both the ghosts and them. And it's this kind of complex plot that when it all unravels at the end, when it's revealed what exactly is happening, it's got one of those twist and then double twist endings that I regularly get emails that start something like "Holy crap," which is a nice thing to get as an author, to know that you've kind of successfully surprised somebody. And I just love those because they resonate with people. I think a lot of people, whether they believe it consciously or not, there's something within them that cries out for those stories of beyond, and I think they're interesting to people. And so I love playing with them, and we love to sit around the old campfire and tell stories about ghosts, and we like to sit at home and tell stories about our ancestors, and it's because we hope, if not know, that there is something waiting for us afterwards. And so horror stories actually allow us to continue believing in that stuff, and I think it's just a fabulous way of talking about it.
That is great. The unknown, people, are afraid. They're scared of the unknown, so that makes it more scary and more of a horror story. That's great.
Yeah, and I think that's why zombies freak people out too, because it takes that, like, if it's a ghost story and the ghost turns out to be benevolent, it's like, oh, okay, that fits into our idea that there's an afterlife and we're good. If the ghost turns out to be bad, almost all bad ghost stories are either demonic, or it's a misunderstood ghost that needs to be buried, or it needs, it's a mystery, and once they figure out the mystery, the ghost is at peace.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And the ghost turns out to be a good guy too. But zombies, what's scary about them for a lot of people is it perverts the afterlife, because once you're dead, you don't get to go to heaven or hell. You just stay there and eat people, and doesn't that suck?
Yeah, we never thought of that. Got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun for me, and by fun I mean, it's not like I sit and cackle in the corner. That would be weird. Not that I don't do weird things, but that's not one of them, at least. But it's interesting to me to sit there and look at all of these beliefs that people have and turn them into stories that play with those beliefs and pay respect to them. Because I think that the beliefs that we cherish it is truly horrific to take people's beliefs and kick dirt on them. You know, whether I choose to follow your belief or not, whether I give credence to it or not, I think people's beliefs demand respect. And so there's tons of religious people in my books, and most of them aren't my religion, you know. And before I write about a different religion, I go and talk to a priest. I go and talk to a member of that religion, and I try and get the inside skinny as much as I can so that I'll treat them properly. Even if that person's going to end up being a bad guy, I want them to have the right approach to their life, because those beliefs are so important to people. And if it's not a religious belief, but you know, it's a belief in some aspect of the paranormal, I want to treat that well too, because like I say, I know tons of ghost hunters, and like, I'm not going to go up to them and say, you know, this is all bull crap, right? Because that's just not cool, whether you believe it or not. That's just not a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
A lot of it is bull crap, man.
In a haunted house.
That's why we're out there to determine what's not. Go ahead, Jeff.
I says, we both live in a haunted house.
Yeah, we do.
No, thank you, dude.
Yeah. Way that worked out. That's true. So a lot of your books are actually fictional, but they're based on factual evidence or stories or. That's very interesting. I got to read these books, Jeff, as well as you.
Yes?
Yes. Yes. Do we have any questions coming in from our chat room? Mr.
What was that?
Go ahead, Michael Brent.
I'm sorry, you dropped out, so I missed you.
Yeah, no, I was telling people that the chat room is open and available to speak with us.
Come talk with us. Be freaked out.
They're all afraid. They never come and talk.
No, they don't, but we get a lot of...
Yeah, we have regular people, though, that will ask questions, like, through the chat room.
Right, in the chat room, we chat, we get through Twitter. We're getting there, we're growing. Not as big as Michael Brent, but we're getting there.
Leaps and bounds, baby.
And bounds.
Well, you know, and that's another thing that people don't understand is, like, I have on my website, on michaelbrentcollins.com, there's a whole section called Writing Advice, and some of it's applicable to any creative endeavor, and one of them's called A Snowball's Chance in Marketing, because what a lot of people don't understand when they're starting a business or they're trying to become, you know, major league podcasters or they're trying to be big writers or whatever, is I tell people it's like pushing a snowball uphill. You're going to get very little bits of success at first. Your snowball's going to get bigger, but it's little bits at first. You know, just like if you push a snowball down a hill, it doesn't get huge at first. It's just a little bit. The bigger it gets, the faster it improves. But unfortunately, you're not going downhill. You're going uphill. So the bigger it gets, the harder it is to push as well. So there's your thunder.
Sounds like we get an X rated on that. He dropped out. What'd you do to him, Jeff?
Who, me?
Yeah, must be your fault.
No, I'm still here.
All right.
Yeah,
Up for the second half of the show.
He's gone.
Call it drop. I'm going to call him right back. Because I
piss him off?
Modern technology. It happens in Skype.
You just pissed another one off.
Skype-ness. Who, me? I didn't do anything yet. I'm sober today.
Where's all your sound effects tonight?
Oh, I got them going on. What do you want? I got... Oh, that's not yet.
How about a little dinner music?
All right. How about a drum solo?
Nice.
Sometimes my neighbors get mad.
Yes.
And they throw shit. Oh, all right. All right. How's that for the sound effects for now? Killing time. Give us a call at 607-441-6233. Talk to Michael Brent Collins, an incredible author with a lot of imagination. And then, second half of the show, after we get our wicked weather with Peter J. Lavasco, our wicked weather dude, will give us the updates on the weekend forecast.
Doesn't look too good, does it?
What, the forecast?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be all right. If you like 70s and drizzle, that's going to be nice. It's going to be like 75 and sunny. Like, I hate to say the F word, like fall. Starting to feel like fall up here in New England.
Better than the F word I used last week.
What was that?
Better than the F word I used last week.
Oh, live? Yeah.
Sorry. I apologize to all our fans, especially the ones in Korea.
Why them, and especially in Korea? We do
I don't know. I've grown close to
up
them.
there now.
You know?
We're getting there. All the West Coast, the West Coast. We're on the best coast. We're in,
I feel a real connection to our fans in Korea.
do you?
Yeah.
I don't think I understand you.
Maybe that's why. I just, you know, it's like our connection is beyond language, you know? They're listening and they're, you know,
I guess
it's like you sitting there watching the Spanish station just so you can watch the girls on, what's that show there? El Gigante?
Huh? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I get an email yesterday from a fan from the West Coast who was listening the other day, and they said that there was some audio of you, and they wanted to know what you were saying. I'm not sure what it was, but I think I have it right here. Let's see if I can cue it up. And that was it. They didn't know what you were saying. Jeff forgets the mic is on half the time. Oh, hey, I get news.
That's definitely my downfall.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm forgetting the mic is on.
Is Michael Brent, he coming back?
Jeff and I are having fun tonight. We're Skyping, but we have the video. Let me tell you, brother, my brother from the same mother, you have a face for radio.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, I know. And I'm blind. I got my glasses off. Hey, I have kind of an announcement for Everything Paranormal with Mutt and Jeff.
Yeah? What?
We, in September, are going to, probably in the beginning of September, we're actually going to start broadcasting this Saturday night from 9 to 11 Eastern Standard Time.
Ooh, prime time.
Prime time for this kind of stuff.
Where they
And
used to put the I Love Lucy shows and stuff.
The what?
That's where they used to put the I Love Lucy shows, the good shows.
Oh, I Love Lucy.
Yeah, back at the day.
Honors, and what time is Dead Files on?
I don't know.
You like that show?
Yeah,
Dead Files is great.
I don't know. I don't have TV though, so I can't watch it.
Oh yeah, this place, yeah. Hey, how's the activity going in that new home?
I got new stuff here now.
Well, what do you mean new? Like what?
Well, I got rid of the other 4. They're gone. So, I don't know. I got like 2 or 3. I can't really figure out. It's definitely another woman.
She hot?
No, she didn't.
Ghost?
And then
She's cold. She's probably listening to you right now.
there's a guy here. He's a little more. He's not aggressive, but he's just kind of like he walks around. He like watches stuff I do and stuff, you know. And then
Well, you're not quite renovating the place, but you do work in the house, right? You do carpentry work and construction stuff.
no, I haven't done anything since I moved in here, really.
Oh, I thought that's what you're doing. It's just your homestead? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No, we're not fixing this one up. It's done.
Ran out of money?
And then there's a I'm not sure. It's a teenager. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl though. They're gonna do some ghost boxing this weekend, and I definitely want to go out into the woods. There's a spot out there that I went to go look at the that supermoon.
Oh, yeah. I was on a cruise that night, on a sunset cruise. What a perfect night for that.
Yeah.
I was
I
there
walked out.
for that night.
I walked on it because I was looking for the moon, and I couldn't see it anywhere, so I walked around the whole circle. And you know where my driveway is?
Yep.
If you go up the other way, like past the mansion, I walked through these freaking weeds and stuff, and then there's this wall that I sat on, and you can see it right there. And I felt a lot of activity out there, so I want to do some ghost boxing out there too.
Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, speaking of ghost boxing, remember we did that experimental Skype session from the Davis State Hospital cemetery? And I was there. We did it by phone, and Jeff was doing the ghost box in his home, like, I don't know, 10 miles away or something. And who was that? Who got all the stuff on that? Sorry, brain, lots of words.
What do you mean?
The EVPs. Who got all the EVPs?
Who got them all?
Yeah, you guys got a lot of EVPs on that, right?
Yeah, I got them in my, I haven't downloaded them yet.
I want to hear what they said.
They said...
Paul Titus
I
had
didn't
got
give them those.
EVPs.
Yeah, no, I didn't give them those yet.
Oh. Jeff, this is bad radio. You're supposed to go along with me, even if you don't know what the fuck...
I'm not going to lie to the people. I got them on my recorder.
I know. But no, we got a lot of that day.
Want to play them?
No. It's all right. I did have a cool one, though, I wanted to see if I can kind of pull up. And it was pretty interesting. From my buddy Mike Redding, of course. Well, got a lot of good stuff.
Right.
Sends us. And this was pretty crazy. I'm going to have to find it. I'm not that quick. But anyways, it was on SoundCloud. And it almost sounded like, did you ever see the movie Poltergeist and the girls watching the TV and then the voices are coming out and they're like going crazy. Yeah. Kind of sounded the same way. And maybe after our break, I will pull that up and see if I can get it. That's Mike, you're listening. You call up right now and call it in. Bud, Mike Redding, you're the man.
Mike Redding, call it in.
Mike Redding. I got more friends from this guy. This guy knows Mike Redding. This girl knows him. He knows all the hot chicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like 4,000 friends.
Yeah, he's running out of friend room. You're up to what? A few hundred now? 1,000? 2,000? You're up there.
1,100, I think, right around there.
Well, I got 3 million.
There you go, yeah.
I got 10. I'm sorry.
You got like 10 million.
You know what's funny?
He gets us all good. He gets us all our friends.
Somebody hacked my Twitter account, and they tried to change the password. And I'm like, seriously, I got 8 freaking Twitter friends, and what do you want to do with them? You know? Because I haven't looked at my Twitter in like a year, and it's like following me is 8 people. So it's like, what are you going to do with my 8 friends? Come on. Go hack someone with a lot more friends than me.
Actually, I got up to almost 3,000 friends. I went through and cut the whole list right down to about like 120.
What, you get rid of all the whiners?
Oh, yeah. It just got ridiculous, guys. Oh.
Yeah. You know what bugs me? Now that we're talking about Facebook, when people add me to groups and don't ask me, I don't care what the group is. I just delete it right away. You can't do that, people.
You're a tough guy, huh?
No, it's not good. Why, do you?
What?
How many times am I going to be a Bigfoot member?
I don't know. I join the group and I go harass them for a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah.
You sell videos?
No, someone threw me into some Abraham Hicks group, which is like that law of attraction stuff there.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh,
you okay with that?
Mirror, what do you see? And so I put back in, I was like, geez, I need to shave. You know, they're all saying, I see my wonderful eyes, I see my smiling face. And I just text back, I'm like, I need to shave.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I'm still there, but they might have thrown me out.
Ay. Well, we lost our guest.
Yeah, he wrote back, guys, and he said that he's tried several times, but it just doesn't work. So he's sorry the problem was on his end.
Wow.
And he said he would love to enjoy chatting with you guys, and he
was
says, please let me know if you guys ever like to do it again.
Oh, yeah. All right. Good job. Good
Thank
job,
you.
Danny. Give it up for Danny. Yeah.
Good job, Denny.
Once in a blue moon.
We just had a blue moon.
We got Denny carrying the ball in the fourth quarter.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble then.
Big yards.
Boston Celtics fans who know that, Johnny Most. He dribbles, he drabbles. One time Johnny got up like he got mad. He's Larry Bird. It's exactly how he sounds too, Jeff, huh?
Nobody knows about Johnny Most but Boston people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he was like a legend in the announcing. It's just funny. Oh, why the hell am I going there anyway? Anything. Anything at all. Well, I guess we should probably go to a break in a couple of seconds then, and we'll get back with our wicked weather forecast pretty soon in the second half of the show in about 5 minutes. Brother Jeff will do his numerology readings.
Here we go.
All right, you get ready, Jeff.
I got a lot more to talk about than that.
Okay, guys, and we're on commercial.
Okay. look like Imus in the morning.
I mean, that's the ugliest guy in the world.
He said, well, no, it's hat. I'm talking about the hat. Are you ready for your debut on the show, doing your numerology thing?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, you're ready. So you will explain to the people what you do and how it works.
No weather?
We have the weather coming up in a couple of minutes. He's delayed by the rain or something. He'll be along. Either Labasco will be along. Don't you worry about a thing. I'll let you know, and we are going to have our wicked weather update come right up, okay?
All right.
All right, brother Jeff.
So my website, angelsguide.org, is basically I've got some programs up there, and one of them is a numerology reading, and then through that, I'm going to give life coaching to the people on how to like work with their numbers. Because what numerology is, it goes back since numbers were around. And the theory is, which I mean, it's basically everybody before they become, human, their souls, they pick a body that is going to be born at that date with that name, and it all adds up to pretty much exactly who they're going to be.
So in your previous life, you decide who you're going to be, where you're going to be. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's your, when you're in your source and your soul form.
Yep.
You basically, every name and number is not by chance. It all adds up to like who you are. So I don't know. That's kind of hard to explain, but
I know it's making sense.
yeah, because it's based. All right, I mean, so what numerology is you take the birth date, you take the name of the person, and you break it down to numbers. I have a chart that you break down to numbers, and so each letter comes to a number, and then you break it down to single digits, and it's basically, it just all adds up to what I do on my readings. I have my list here of what I do. But what you do is you break it down, and there's the core, which is basically your life path, which is opportunity, expression, that's your ability, soul urge, which is your motivation, and your birthday, which is your sub-opportunity. Those are all the cores right there. So, and then your sub-core would be your birthday, your month, your date, and your year. So for mine, for example, is broken down, my life path, opportunity is 3, which represents joy. So that's a good one. So, but all of those numbers, they could go either way too. It's like instead of joy, you could be the total opposite. So that's where my life coaching comes in, because I mean, what happens when I do a reading sometimes too is, I can feel energy. And
So your life coaching's a whole nother ball of wax.
yeah, no, it kind of all goes together, because the life coaching will basically, it helps them through their rough points, because they look at their life. I mean, I did one for somebody, I won't give the name, but it's someone that we all know. And basically, they said that, on one of their things, they had an 8, which is material satisfaction.
Right.
So the negative aspect of that is they're materialistic, and the positive is the goal-oriented. I mean, basically what these numbers are when they come out is, it's a lesson that you chose to learn. So, and, she said to me, she goes, well,
It's a
I
she.
don't think 8, the mere material satisfaction, she goes, 8, I don't think that's that's me at all. I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have this, I don't have that. And I'm like, it's exactly, so you're on the negative side of that. What's your lesson to learn in this?
Right.
So, I mean, and then the law of attraction comes into this a lot, too, when I'm doing these. Because what happens is, your thoughts become things. So if you came into this, basically every time we come into a new life, we've all had a lot of lives, and you're here for expansion. People think that, you're here to
learn something.
To have a life purpose. Like, this is my life purpose, my goal. You don't have really a life purpose or a goal. You're here just to expand on who you already are. So that's why a lot of these numbers, were chosen for you before you even came into this thing. Alright, so like, here's mine. My life path, my opportunity is 3, which, the positive aspect of that is fun-loving, which I'm kind of fun-loving, right? I'm always happy.
Yeah.
And then, so the opposite of that would be like superficial.
Right.
So, and then it's, or you just like lack of joy because you don't feel like you deserve it. My expression ability, which is good because that's a master number, is illumination. And the negative aspect of that is a dreamer, and the positive aspect is motivational. So
you're a motivational dreamer that loves.
Yeah, no, that's both of them together.
Oh.
So basically, if you go through those two things, I'm meant to give joy and be motivational. That's the two things I chose to be when I came in. And then my soul urge, which is actually motivation, that's what it is. That's a 7.
Right.
So that would be spiritual, like the spiritual side of me. So I chose to be spiritual in this life. So if you add those 3 together, you've got the joy, you've got the motivation, and the spiritual. And
That's pretty cool. So you're a motivational, spiritual, fun-loving kind of guy.
And for the birth date, that's my sub-opportunity. That's a 1, which is independence.
Right.
The negative of that is dependent and selfish, and the positive is self-sufficient. So those are the things that I chose to work on when I came to this life.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's basically me,
So this is all figured out by numbers and...
Yeah. What you do is you take the numbers.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. And what it is the letters break down to different numbers.
Okay, yep.
So then you take all those numbers, you add them down to a single digit, and that's how you get all your numbers. I was going to do yours, but...
Can you do it now? Do it now.
Huh?
Do it now.
They take a while to do. I could probably do your...
It's not right there. We have nothing but time right now.
I could probably do... Let's see, you were born in 64, right?
Oh, well, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 64.
Yeah.
So, let's see, January will be 1, 64, 1964, 9, 10, 20, and 27th is 9, 20, 29.
Well, it's interesting how it's all...
Your numbers are 3, too.
Number 3?
Yeah, so that's joy. So you're living on the negative side of that because you have no joy.
Because I have no joy. That's true. I was thinking that. It's me because I don't feel like I deserve it, huh?
Yeah, so you're on the negative side of that. See, so that's where my life coaching would come in. And then, because basically, I just went crazy and I got certified and all this crap and I just learned about it. Like, the law of attraction, how that fits in, the numerology, the life coaching.
Right.
So, I took a little bit of hypnotherapy. I was learning about that. But it's like everybody has I mean, Charles Manson, his core number is 22, which is the highest you can get. The 22 is master builder. And I mean, that's like the highest core number you can get. And it's like, that's supposed to be like people like Donald Trump and like that are 22s, you know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't say successful, but say
So you think about it with him, though, he went on the negative side of that big time, you know? So that's just the way it works. But I mean, everybody, when they come here, I mean, people think that, they have a goal and this is my life's purpose. It's like, we don't have a life purpose and we don't have a goal. Our goal,
purpose, again, it's to learn, to
expand.
Next life?
No, I mean, our purpose when we come here, it's to expand. We're meant to come here to add meaning to the life that we've already had. It's like,
I get it. Gets a little better with time each time, like a fine wine.
Well, it depends on what you pick. Like, say you came to this lifetime to experience misery or abuse or something because you haven't experienced it yet, and learn how to. And so you
deal with it.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to learn how to, solve that problem. So some people won't do it, but some people will say, well, you know what? Because everything is basically, there's light and there's dark. In everything, there's a halfway point to everything in the universe.
Right. And for some people, it's more, the dark is more overwhelming. Overpowering, like Robin Williams or something like that, where people get depressed and,
Yeah, but for that depression, it's basically, you're just looking at the wrong end of it. And if you can switch that around, it's like, you've built up like an escrow with the universe, with all this negativity you've had. And if you think about it, as negative as you are, on the opposite side of that is the same amount of positivity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you can get from the negative to the positive, whatever negative stuff you're going through, I mean, that's how people like Oprah Winfrey or something, they end up being billionaires because they went through so much shit when they were younger that...
Right, it's true, yeah. Yep.
When it all kind of kicks in with them, they're on the opposite side of it. It's like I was saying, through all our shows, it's like our thoughts are just vibrations that go out. So as your vibrations go out, it's whatever you're putting into it. If you're thinking like me, I mean, look at the week I had. I could have just crawled into bed and freaking given up, I mean, my God, then I'm running all over the place. And
well, it was compounded too. It seemed like it was getting worse.
Yeah, but you know what? Today, what I did was I just put it all out of my mind. It's like
put that cowboy hat on and
it's like I was telling you. You gotta within 7 days, if you can, keep track of your thoughts. You can change your thoughts within 7 days, and it becomes programmed into you that it's basically. If your thoughts are just going out of control and they're spinning out of control, you're thinking negative stuff and this and that, catch those thoughts and then just even imagine, fake it until you make it. If you can imagine a different outcome, that will change the way you're thinking and things will start changing. I mean, it worked for me the last couple of days. I just started really putting those thoughts out of my mind. It's like, so I get no car this weekend. I get plenty to do around here.
as long as you're busy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just
a lot of
But see, that's where this numerology, it helps. I mean, numerology for me, with what I'm trying to do, is just a tool to get, what the people are supposed to be. Like I can look at that and see who they were supposed to be. And then as I look at the person and I start working with them, It's like, well, your core number's a 3, joy, and I really don't see much joy in you right now. Why? What can we do to change that? You know? So then it's like everything that I've learned, I try to put it all together, and I use it with them. So, I mean, it's like I get people on Facebook. I get like 10 people right now that I'm just working with that. It's, sometimes they think I can go a little further than I can. Like I got a message the other day, my cat's lost, can you help find my cat? And I'm like, no, you don't do that.
You'll get that next. Can you help me win the lottery? You'll get that next too.
Yeah. No, there's actually, I mean, if you wanted to win the lottery, you could. I mean, but it's going to take a lot of faith and a lot of visualization to do it.
I know it, to some people it sounds crazy, but I've been thinking about this lately a lot more since we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, whatever. The positive thoughts, and you can, I have found time and time again, when you're having a bad day and starting out bad or whatever, if it goes bad, if you turn it all the positive thoughts and start thinking positive things are going to happen, they really do.
Yes.
They do. I vouch for that. It's
yeah. That's
go ahead.
That's what you got to do. It's you got to show yourself that it works. You know what I mean? And that's what you're doing right now. You took it, and so right now you have evidence that it works. So why can't that work for something bigger? You know?
I'm going to try in the lottery and let you know. If I'm not here for the next couple of weeks, I'm on vacation.
Yeah. You're on vacation already?
No, if I win the lottery.
Oh. I was going to say, you just started your job. It's pretty good.
Let's give it a shot and see if one of our 12 listeners will call you, Jeff. 607-441-6233. 607-441-6233. Give us a call. Oh, wrong button.
So do you have an example?
Yeah, talk to Jeff. What are you talking about?
Do you have an example of how that worked for you, where anything you could see, like positive, happened?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny. It sounds stupid, but I was working on replacing a piece of sheetrock, like, I don't know, 18 inches by like 2 feet.
Yeah.
All the time getting in there and all this, it's not working, it's all over me. And I said, you know what? And seriously, I'm like focusing on my mind. It's going to go in, it's going to fit, it's going to be neat. But that was just one, I mean, and I was struggling with it until then because it was all, the guy cut it crooked and shit, you know, the original hole.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, then all of a sudden it just flowed. All of a sudden, I cut it right, and boom, it went in. And just daily things. Daily things like even just an overall, like wake up tired, whatever, sore, and that could totally turn my attitude around.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes a little thinking and a little focusing, positive thinking, I guess, and you can turn it around.
Yeah, definitely.
Turn around terrible days to good days. Just things like that. Maybe more personal things with relationships. So yeah, works. The positive thinking works. Again, that probably goes back to what we say all the time. It's what you put out there, you get back.
Well, another thing too is, say that you're going through like a cycle of like relationships, or all of a sudden, money's always disappearing or something. So the key to this is this is huge too. I mean, I actually just learned this the other day. I saw it on a video I was watching. I'm like, wow, I like that. What happens is, after you kind of bring up a belief. See, everything we have is beliefs that we were given to us, or we've heard subconsciously or consciously. I mean, that's why
it's driven into.
Yeah, and it's like you don't even know that's your belief. But
right.
If you can just keep, as your thoughts come up, this is what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and I mean, I'm telling you, I feel a real improvement, is as each thought that comes up, I look at it, and I'm just taking my time to consciously look at it. And then if it's something that I don't believe. I was like, that's not my belief. So I've just let this thought go, and it's been working. It's been clearing me out, and but here's the key. Remember that guy that was saying to us, here's the exciting part, Mark and Jeff. Here's the exciting part.
Now wait a minute, Jeff. Now wait a minute, guys. That's when we hit the end button. But anyway,
here's the key.
Here it is.
So if you're going through a negative situation, let's just use for an example a relationship that you keep ending up in the same type of relationship. It's different person, but it's the same thing, and the same thing happens, and it just
they're usually crazy.
So you look at that, and you're like, this isn't the belief. This isn't really who I want to be or who I want to be with. So you take that belief. Next thing you know, you see the same person again. And the key is, it's what they call an echo. So you may not see a change on the outside, but the way you deal with that change on the inside is how you're going to get to a better place. So if you can deal with that situation differently than you had in the past, that's where you're going to change, and you'll be done with it forever. Does that make sense?
It does. You are so inspirational.
I am.
I am.
I'm back, and now I'm here to spread the word.
Spreading the word.
But I mean, you think about it. It's basically what drives us is our beliefs, and if we didn't have a belief about something, it might be something that's going to hold us back. And so if you keep thinking, no, I can't do this because they didn't do it, or, I don't have enough money because growing up we didn't have enough money. I mean, even some people, to be famous. I was just talking to someone we both know about this earlier. He's like, I don't want to be famous at this. I'm like, why not? He goes, no, that's not why I'm doing it, to be famous. I'm like, if fame happens to be part of what you're doing, then why is it bad?
Well, some people really don't. I think some people also say they don't, but they do.
Well, you know what? Deep down, we all want recognition for what we do. We all want to be admired. We all want to be,
right.
So if fame, I mean, I'm not saying to do it for the fame, but if fame ends up being a part of it, then why is that a bad thing? Because it's part of, where you should be going.
What do you think about, award show, like paranormal award shows and things like that? You okay with those?
Yeah, those are fine.
You don't notice that recognize that the same people win time and time again?
Who cares? If that's what they want to do, let them.
Yeah, let's recognize everybody.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, like me and you, when we do our investigations, we have the people that come to us, and, so I don't care. I really don't care if I get famous doing investigations or not. No. I just like to do them.
We do.
Do them for the joy of it. Don't do it for the fame. But if the fame comes, it's not bad. Take it.
I give that some thought. You're right. You're right. We do the private investigations because we do want to help people. I think we're definitely into it for the right reason, to help people.
Yeah.
Help spirits move on, whether we need to help them move on. Help people deal with or understand what they're doing. And then we also do it because we love to do it. So in that way, we're not selfish, but we like to do it too.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. But
I mean, to be honest, we're pretty well known in the paranormal field.
We don't bullshit. I mean.
Yeah. So
straightforward.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do it because you want to be famous. And you
Don't
want
ever fake something. You fake something once, it's it. In my opinion, Jeff's opinion, that's it. You can't fake anything. I've seen a lot of that.
These shows now that's happening too.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in that stuff. I used to love those shows. When now I'm seeing and I'm reading and things are happening. They're starting to fake more things.
All it takes is seeing it once and you think the whole show has been faked.
Was that? Well, yeah. But then, we went to places like, Lizzie Borden or the Garden of Victorian, and those places where, for example, Ghost Adventures with Zach and his group.
Yeah.
And they said what they were doing was real. saying it was real, they weren't faking things. But now, is this true what's happening with Aaron Goodwin? Did he actually get fired?
I think so.
If that's true, what he got fired for is he was saying that they were faking things.
Yeah.
Because of the ratings, and that was what I was afraid of. It's like the Long Island Medium. Oh, that's another story for another time. But man, that crushed me. I loved her. And then to find out that she's fake.
Now, what did she do that was fake?
She has like people. You go into Lower Auditorium is one of the places, most recent, where she goes in and she has like a crew of people to go sit out in the audience and mingle with people and hey, where you from? What's your name? You know, stuff like that. So, I feel like an Elizabeth from Rhode Island. I mean, you know what I mean? It reminds me that.
Sounds familiar.
Put it out there. I'm going to put it out there. It reminds me of the dinner shows I used to do. And to clear my name, I never faked anything, but I got so sick of all the phony stuff going on with the psychic where, you know, same thing. You know, I don't know you, do I? It's her cousin. You know, shit like that. It's just out of control.
Yeah.
Fake things, people. Do
Well,
not.
the worst thing is when you get paid.
To be credible and to work out of what we're getting, you can't fake stuff.
Especially when you're getting paid for it.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But who gets paid for it?
Well, you know what? You know what the best thing that you can do is let these people be who they are, and, you know, karma will catch up to them.
You have to, yeah.
Another thing that I learned through, you know, like I was watching a bunch of videos on this stuff, and it's basically, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It's all thoughts, you know, all situations are neutral. It's what we put into them that makes them what they are.
That's it's how you would react to a situation.
Yeah, if you react positively to it, no matter, even if the person is trying to hurt you or harm you, all you'll get is positive results from it. And if you react negative, you'll get negative results. It's basically, it all comes down to, you know, whatever we put out for our thoughts on something that's going to happen is basically what we're asking to happen. You know, the universe gives us back everything that we ask for, whether it's good or bad, because that's the way it is. I mean, everyone says, oh, it's so bad, it's a terrible world. You know, the media portrays all negative stuff. It's like that guest we had on talking about how it's, you know, they kind of brainwash you, you know? So, I mean,
no news, like the bad stuff is there.
I saw a post the other day that was talking about, oh, there's so much tragedy in the world and this and that. It's like, you know what you just did, buddy? You just added to the tragedy because you just put energy into it. You know? I mean, if the world could shut off their TVs and radios for a month, we'd see a positive shift in the world.
But not your computer, so you can listen to us. Everything Paranormal.
Yeah, because we're positive.
We are. Pretty
But,
much.
I mean, basically, you know, when you start portraying all the negative, it's just that. And then, I mean, in 2012, there was it was the first time in many, many, many years where there was a positive shift into the, you know, a lot of people didn't feel it, but, I mean, we're into the positive shift of a new beginning where people are going to start being conscious and you know, I mean, there's a lot more people that are realizing all this stuff about what their thoughts are and, you know, the word is spreading. So, I mean, it's basically...
Where are the day's legs? Let's spread the word. Nothing. Go ahead.
Did you ever even, like, think, before we started talking about this, positive thoughts about it?
Of course I did.
Yeah, but did it ever work for you before?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I just I gave up the effort. It takes a little effort at first to turn things around.
Well, because you're retraining your brain,
Yeah.
you know?
I think, too, at night, we discussed a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's not bad if you, before you go to sleep, you lay there and you kind of meditate, like when you pray and, you know, think positive thoughts, think of good things.
Yeah. Visualize that.
Visualize. Yep.
The key is, what you do is you put yourself into a little self-hypnosis state, and you just, when you're there, that's when you do your visualization. You can do your affirmations, make short little affirmations, and that's when they're going to get through, because if they're not getting through the filter in your brain, then they're useless. I mean, these people that walk around saying, oh, I am beautiful, I am beautiful, I have a lot of money, I have, those don't do a thing. If you're not putting any feeling into them, and if you're not getting past think of,
No, it's like superficial. It's not.
well, you know how it's the people that, they say do your affirmations, and then people walk around and say, they just make them up and they just say them over and over and over again, but they just don't put any feeling into them.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything. You have to actually stop, put an emotion into it, and feel it to get it to work. If you're just saying them, they're not working. It's like when people say the Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It has no meaning whatsoever if you're just saying it like that. But once you put feeling and emotion into it, it's a whole new thing. Because the universe doesn't hear words. The universe, God, we'll say God. God doesn't hear words. God hears and feels vibrations, and he feels emotions. And so
if you're bullshitting God and just praying when you're in trouble or something like that, he knows.
No, because
I'm sincere.
that's good too, because if you're in trouble and you're definitely sending him emotion and he feels it. God hears you no matter what, or the universe hears you no matter when you pray. But I think it's a hell of a lot better idea to pray when times are good and pray when times are bad, instead of just wait until they're bad. But
Yep.
It's definitely, when you think about it. But the only thing is, I mean, if you're in trouble and you're praying that way, you might be sending out negative vibes, because that's what you're feeling. Like, oh God, I really need money. I really need money. Oh no.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not going to help you. It's if you can basically, what you need to do is feel like you already have it. I think I put a post up this morning. It said, seeing is believing is wrong. Believing is seeing is the way it should be. So you need to believe it and be that.
Believe it, see it. Yep. Instead of seeing
When
it.
you see it. It's like you can't wait like, oh, well, I can't wait, when I have this money, I'll be happy, or when I have this relationship, I'll be happy. It's like you need to be happy now, and then the relationship will come to you. Because if you're not happy now with what you have, what makes you think you'll be happy when you finally get what you wanted? Because you can't handle what you have right now, so what makes you think that you can handle more than you're going to have?
See, the way I read that and saw that was, but you're right. I mean, yeah, but I saw it as, you could, you believe in God, or, or some people don't believe in God unless they see him.
Yeah.
I think you have to see him to believe in him, or if you see him, it will just happen. I mean, if you believe in him, it will happen. Hold on a second, I got a weather update.
Hey, weather update.
I guess we have no weather update due to bad weather. So our beach report is, when you go to the beaches tomorrow, ladies, please wear bikinis. That's it. It's going to be nice. Huh?
Or not.
Or not. We don't have any of those kind of beaches around here. 607-441-6233 to talk to Jeff. I know the phone lines are all backed up because there's so many of you right now.
Yeah, that's it. Let him in.
So what's your website?
My website, angelsguide.org. So I've got I've got the numerology life coaching package. I've got a one for businesses.
Yep.
So
I'll link my tours on there.
yeah, you can do that. It's a one for business. Plus, I've got my Angel in Your Dreams MP3, and it's a workbook, like a booklet on how to do it too, and it gives you different things on how to meditate and all kinds of stuff. And that's like only like $9.99. I mean, you can buy it. And
$999?
I wish. What it should be worth. I'm just giving those away.
Giving them away?
Well, that product, that's like about a year old, but, you know, if you don't have it, it's pretty good.
You're getting good. You're getting good at this, so you're getting good.
Yeah, I'm actually working on a new project that I hope to have out maybe late September, maybe even before that. It's going to be on what we were just talking about, releasing your beliefs and, you know, becoming who you want to be. It's because it's your beliefs that are holding you back, some that you don't even know, but as they come up...
Conscious, and these are things you were taught at an early age.
Yeah, as they come up. And there's also, if you can meditate and, you know, just close your mind down for a minute, you can look at these beliefs and you can actually trace them back. I'm going to have a way to do this where you can trace back, you look at your life, what's wrong with it, and you can trace back the beliefs that are causing it. And then you say, you know, he's like, is this my belief or is this false? You know, basically, anything that doesn't feel good, it's not your true self. It's just a false belief that you've been carrying around. I mean, everybody, you know, thinks that, oh, well, pain and suffering, that's how you learn. This life is hell. This life isn't hell. This is heaven. This is expansion. You're supposed to be here for joy. Huh?
You think it's heaven?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? We're not here to suffer. We're not here to, you know, have life suck. We're all here to have the best we can live.
Try to be happy. That's right.
Yeah, you should be able to have anything you want. You should be able to have the relationship you want, the money that you want, the house you want. It's people with their false beliefs think that, oh no, I don't deserve that. Oh no, look at how much money he makes. It's like right there, you're sending out the vibes to the universe that, okay, I don't deserve this, and that's what you're going to get back.
That's right, yeah. We'll never make it. Glum.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, everybody deserves to live the life they want, and there's no reason for suffering or pain. It's just a belief that we have that thinks that we have to go through that. You know?
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm kind of working on it myself, and it's working. You know, and it's just, you need to be happy where you are, and it's like...
Well, life is short. You got to make the best of it.
Life is short. Look how quick it is. I mean, summer's already gone.
But
you know?
it is a challenge, isn't it? It's like,
Which also makes you... It also makes you think, why does your past even matter? You know? Your past shouldn't be what holds you back.
What do you think the ultimate goal is? What is these many lives we live?
Expansion.
Or possibly. Then what? Then what do you mean? Expand to what? When do you stop expanding?
To live life's experiences, to expand, to learn new things, to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, our life goal isn't to be a millionaire, a billionaire. That's part of, you know, if that's part of who you're supposed to be, then that's fine. That's like I was saying the fame earlier. But we're all here to experience life. I mean, and right now, in the very moment, the here and now, that's when you're supposed to be living. You know, it's like, instead of looking at the past or looking at the future, the only time that is really good to look at the future is just for small segments of your life where you're visualizing. And you can say, okay, you know, this is me, and you can actually see yourself there. You know? Other than that, I mean, like, if you say you have a court date coming up, and you're like, oh no, I got that court date in 2 weeks. You don't want to spend your whole time thinking about that court date 2 weeks away. You know, that's not going to do
big things, and they're usually not as bad as you think. Hey, here's a good quote that came in the chat room. Today is tomorrow, yesterday.
What?
Today is tomorrow, yesterday.
Today is tomorrow, yesterday.
Yep, today is tomorrow, yesterday. Oh, that's tomato. Tomato.
I like
Today was tomorrow, yesterday. That should be the way it is, but yeah.
It is tomorrow, yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, that means live in the now.
living it now, that's right.
I mean,
You
what do you
were-
think about it?
If I learn one thing, you can't worry about things like forever because they're probably not going to be as bad as you're thinking they're going to be.
Yeah,
You know, it's just whatever you deal with shit, right?
yeah.
You got to deal with it.
And you know what? It's basically you need to retrain yourself and watch your thoughts and watch what you say. And it's what cracks me up? These people that write on Facebook about their relationships and stuff. Oh, my asshole, I'm throwing him out.
Post. Why do people post negative things like that?
Well,
God,
think about it. Think of what they're doing.
I had my spleen out and I kept it in a jar. I mean,
Think
what?
about it. First of all, first thing they're doing, they're thinking that thought. The second thing they're doing is they're putting that thought into writing, so they're giving that thought a double whammy of negativity because they're actually putting it into writing. Third of all, they're going to put it on Facebook so people will comment negatively on it. So, I mean, they just bought themselves a whole boatload of negative shit right there.
You know what that proves too? That negative word goes further, faster than positive word does. Always. It always does. Like the nice positive word will go slow, but the bad word will spread fast like wildfire. People eat stuff up.
What it is they put they tripled that negativity because they thought about it, they wrote about it, they posted it, and they're getting negative feedback.
Right.
So what's the universe see and God? They see, oh, look at all this negativity. What do you want to do? Oh, let's send them more negativity. And then that's what you're going to get. So it's basically, and I mean, actually, that, them doing that, they are getting more negativity. But one positive thought is worth, 1,000 negative thoughts. Because the universe is positive, the universe is filled with positivity. People don't look at it that way because they're on the wrong side of it. But, I mean, if you can just change the way you are and the way you're thinking and the way that you're dealing with situations, like I said, all situations are neutral. It's what we put into them that makes them bad.
Yeah, I think people stress too much too. You know what? Don't take life seriously. You're not going to get out of it alive. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't sweat it. And what's your website? What's your website?
Angelsguide.org.
All right. Just see if you know.
So actually, I put up a bunch of new videos on there. I'm going to start making my own videos too.
Nice.
Yeah. And start splashing them all over YouTube.
That's awesome. You're wearing a shirt, right?
Some of them.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, what else you want to cover? We got a couple more minutes. Since we're not having weather tonight. There's no weather tonight, people. It ain't happening.
What is the weather? Didn't he say he was going somewhere this week?
No, I read on Facebook he was at Friendly's.
Oh. Yeah.
Going to Friendly's. It's all right. Can't blame him. I'd rather go to Friendly's too.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, don't forget to check out our new show time. The first, we are airing September 5th, Friday, September 5th, from 9 to 11. It's our new slot, 9 to 11. We get all the fun people then.
Actually, you know what? One thing I'm going to do on my website is I'm going to put up an article and I'm going to explain numerology, how you can actually do it yourself. I'm going to put the charts up. I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.
I'll probably get all numerologists pissed at me, but I don't care because it's something that everybody can do themselves. It's kind of fun to do.
And you can, yeah.
It's as long as you don't mess the numbers up. You want to double check and triple check your math so that, instead of, if you think that, you're a number 4, which is limitation, and actually your number's a 5, which is freedom, because you did the math wrong, you got saying, oh no, what happened to me there?
Yeah, what if you do get a bad reading? Or more negative, like me. So what do? You have to turn around with positive thinking.
That's where life coaching comes in, because if you get a reading that is negative, that's where I can help you and say, well, you know, let's go back. Let's think about what caused all this, the negative part of this. So
Right.
Kind of play around with it.
So if you figure it out, get over it.
Yeah.
In my personal case, I would know what it would be, but so then what? You
And
know,
see, what's good about this too is, you know, we've got the numerology chart. Numerology is numbers. Numbers don't lie. You know, a number is a number. It's
that's
not
for
like
sure. Just don't lie.
it's not like a tarot card reading or tarot. I'm sorry, a tarot card reading or
Be from tarot.
going to a psychic. It's basically a number is a number and it doesn't lie.
A real deal.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So and then
Right.
I mix in the life coaching, which life coaching for everybody's individual. You know, like some people are gonna be happy being miserable, and you can't change that. So you just need to work their life. It's kind of challenging because you need to work their life around so they can keep their miserable and still be happy somehow.
I like that in relationships, you know, where I've seen, I've heard reason that, They
Some people aren't happy in a happy
they
relationship.
want to be miserable. They're happy being miserable. You're right.
Yeah.
They need that negativity or that, I don't know, is it a rush or whatever? That's what they need, though. They feed
I
on
don't know, but I need to keep that in mind when I'm doing a life coaching, because
point.
I can't
Right.
change them that way.
There'd be no fixing it, right?
If that's who they are, then that's who they are, and I need to like leave that alone and work on whatever it is that they want to work on.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So that's just the way it is, and some people are done being miserable, and those are the ones that you can help change.
Nice.
Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, I don't see your picture anymore.
Because I'm getting naked.
Nice. Yeah, but it's basically, you know what the core is? It's like, even like when you go to like a therapist or whatever, and it takes years, the 12-step program, all this other shit. I mean, it's not shit. If it works for people, it's good. I shouldn't say shit, but they're cutting off branches of the tree. Why not go down to the trunk and cut it off at the roots? You know? Instead of cutting little branches off at a time, if you can go all the way back into your beliefs, the belief that caused what your problem is, if you can look at that, and if you can release that and let it go, then you don't have to play around with all this other stuff. You could be, some people could be instantly cured, you know, out of anything. You know, mental, physical, everything is caused from a belief that they have. So if people just kind of would look at it that simply, I mean, it's not complicated, then you could take care of all this stuff.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's instilled in our minds. It might be difficult for, average America to get over it, but I don't know, maybe therapy will help. Life coaching with Jeff will help. Positive thinking helps. We are a positive thinking show, aren't we?
Well, the key is to get into those beliefs that are causing you the pain and the sorrow or whatever.
Right.
I mean, if you can just look at those beliefs and say, that's not me, that's a huge shift in you right there. If you can just look at those beliefs and say, that's not me, that's not who I'm supposed to be, right away, you've already exposed them, and you can deal with them at that point.
Very good. Where have you learned all this stuff?
A lot of studying, a lot of figuring this stuff out.
Dr. Ruth.
Yes, absolutely.
Doctor? God.
Or is,
You know what?
or is it Dr. Phil now? I don't know.
Oh, Dr. Ruth is like the ugliest, the most annoying voice. I don't think she ever got laid.
Who, Dr. Ruth?
Fine. Maybe Dr. Phil. Never mind. I don't want fun.
Good penis.
Oh, I was too big to put on him. Jeff, nice hat.
Once you
I'm telling you, that should
once
become a
pump
permanent
the
segment.
website, Mark,
When I do what?
once you pump your website, ghost tour.
My website? richcityghost.com. The only real ghost tour in downtown Salem, Mass. And it is, too. It's the real one. I don't have candles or the black trench coat. We have thermal cameras and video recorders and things like that. We have a lot of fun. I'm going to have to get you out there, Jeff. I have a... Danny, I'd love to have you guys come down, too. Have our whole DTM Wicked Radio crew come down. Free tours for everybody. We go up to Gallows Hill and everything. We have a good time.
That'd be awesome. We want to so bad.
Yeah, it'd be
Come
fun.
down,
You
you
can
can
do it,
see
me.
me like 20 minutes.
I know, that's great. We got to figure out something. We definitely got to, guys, because we tried before, but then freaking everything got crazy. Mark, I was going to ask you, with your ghost tours, is that during the week or just certain days you have that?
I do it, give me 6 people, come on down, and it's really reasonable. I mean, I do it during the weeks, too. Especially like September, October, it's crazy. I'll do it almost every night. It's nice. The weekends, I usually get bus loads. Huh?
What are you doing over there?
What am I doing? Why?
I don't know. I don't like what we're looking at.
I lower the camera. I'm not doing anything. I just lowered it down to the keyboard so I don't have to look at you. It's like I'm looking at your Imus hat.
Hey, he looks like JR.
Yeah, it does. Hey, where's your picture?
I'll break your camera.
Come on. Good Jeff in the hat. Wants to be a TV star. So, Denny, now that we have you two, let's tell our listeners where they can find us in after the show. There's tons of places they can hear us. They can hear us on iHeartRadio. That's on the DTM Wicked, right?
Mm-hmm. Spreaker.
Spreaker, yeah.
Yep. YouTube, Video Bash.
Video Bash is actually picking up, right? Video Bash is becoming popular.
Yes, we got a very, very, very popular in our archives. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's a great website. You can use it for anything, businesses or anything. It's an amazing site.
Right, that's cool.
Excite Radio, Pen 2, you name it. We're all over.
Yeah, well, after tonight, Jeff with his no shirt and his cowboy hat, we're going to be on the Playboy channel.
Yeah, my speed up.
Jeff, when you make your first million, don't forget us, brother.
Forget you ever knew me.
I
like that. Those are the best words I heard all night. Those are the best words. All right, Jeff, one more time. Your website is?
My website is angelsguide.org. Go check it out. I got a bunch of stuff. Check my blog out. I actually, on the side of the blog, I got a little one of the little boxes you can sign up for my newsletter. I'm going to be starting a newsletter. So,
I'm going to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out for our tours downtown Salem, Massachusetts, witchcityghosts.com. And Danny, what you got?
What's that? Sorry, you broke out. I didn't hear you.
There's going to be a chance to plug yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you can reach us at dtmwicked@yahoo.com. You can check us out at dtmwickedradio.com. You can also find us on Spreaker, YouTube, Podbean, Podomatic. Just type in DTM Wicked Radio in the search bar, and you'll find us, and you can get a hold of us anywheres. And listen to all of our wonderful shows.
All right. That's right. I would love to thank you all for listening to us and following us. Check out our new airtime, Friday night, September 5th, from 9 to 11, right here at DTMWickedRadio.com. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.